Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So Jeffree Star, the sigh says it all, is in a little bit of trouble. There was an Insider article that we're going to go through. I'm going to try to not censor it as much as possible because I don't like censoring on my channel. I like being able to say the word fuck. Jeffree Star accusers say the makeup mogul has a history of sexual assault, physical violence and hush money offers. The talking points at the beginning say, before building his YouTube makeup empire, Jeffree Star was a politically incorrect MySpace celebrity. In addition to his racist outbursts, several people, including some of the star's former friends, peers and associates, told Insider that he physically and sexually abused others at the height of his MySpace fame. Now obviously this is very serious stuff, so let's wait until we've gone through the article. I won't even say form a conclusion, because it is all quite serious stuff. Several people said Star sexually preyed on men around him through non-consensual oral sex and groping at his musical performances. Accusers also said Star used weapons such as a stun gun, a tasing device, on the people around him for fun and for revenge after facing rejection. Star's attorney denied the allegations of physical and sexual violence in this article, calling them false and defamatory. Messages obtained by Insider showed two of the Insider's on-the-record sources discussing a 10 grand payout offer from Star to recant their allegations. Makeup mogul Jeffree Star is one of YouTube's biggest celebrities. Vibrantly androgynous, with cotton candy wigs and head-to-toe tattoos, he has leveraged his penchant. Yes? Penchant? Penchant. This isn't the video for me not being able to talk properly. For stirring internet drama into a multi-million-dollar cosmetics brand and amassed 40 million social media followers, many of them teenagers. They avidly consume his makeup products. We know this, let's skip ahead. Star, now 34, built his beauty empire out of the success of an earlier career as an electro-pop musician during the internet's MySpace era in the late 2000s. He was known back then as a scene fixture whose merchandise appeared in Hot Topic stores, and he performed at Warped Tour concert series. An Insider investigation suggests that it wasn't all an act. Several former associates said Star engaged in violent and abusive behaviour on multiple occasions in the late 2000s, including multiple allegations of sexual assault. 4 people who spoke with Insider said Star groped men around him without consent. 5 people told Insider they personally saw Star using a close-range stun gun or other tasing device to hurt and intimidate people around him. That's not wildly out of the realm of believability or reason. He used to put up short videos of him with weapons that he'd keep in his handbags. 5 people told Insider that in 2009, Star used a taser on a homeless teen who had rejected his affections in a movie theatre. That teen later stayed the night in Star's apartment and told Insider that Star gave him Ambien until he was intoxicated and forcibly performed oral sex on him without his consent. Several people and publicly available internet posts corroborate key components of the former homeless teen's account. In several letters to Insider, Star's attorney denied all allegations of physical and sexual violence and questioned the reliability of Insider's sources. That line, question the reliability of Insider sources, just makes me think, is Jeffree Star's attorney just Jeffree Star wearing a different wig and putting on a different voice? Because that's the type of thing that, do you know what I mean? That's the type of thing he would do. After Insider detailed the allegations to Star and his attorney, several people who had made on-the-record claims about Star's conduct contacted Insider to change their stories. Insider obtained text messages showing 2 of the on-the-record sources for this article discussing what they said was a 10 grand offer, $10,000, from Star to recant their allegations. 1 accuser and 2 claimed witnesses, all of whom had provided on-the-record accounts to Insider in which they said they saw or experienced Star engaging in violence, ultimately did change their stories. I'm going to skip ahead. In 2004, the year Star turned 18, he began appearing in video footage online that showed him assailing people on public streets, sometimes holding a yellow self-defense spray canister and yelling the N-word at passers-by. Other clips from his MySpace era show Star mocking black women during his comedy skits, at one point suggesting... It's Jeffree's found me. At one point suggesting that he'd pour battery acid on a black woman to lighten her skin. Star often instigated public fights on camera, confronting strangers with racist and sexist slurs. He acknowledged some of the language he used in 2017 apology video and denied being racist. In one widely circulated clip, Star appears to grope a man's penis on a 2009 Warped Tour stop. In a letter to Insider, Star's attorney said the video was of Star and a friend jokingly touching one another, which was then uploaded to his YouTube channel purely for entertainment. In the clip, the man pushes Star's hand away when he reaches down to grope him, and Star walks away saying, "I knew it was big." I've seen him grope both guys and girls. Zach Neal, a long-time former Warped Tour stage manager, told Insider. I think anybody that's seen him in concert has seen that. That's just part of his thing. Feeling people up and groping people and ass slapping and dick grabbing. In 2008, Gage Arthur was a 17-year-old in Texas, Austin, Texas, with dreams of becoming famous on the internet. He began building a fan base on MySpace's Stickum. That year, Arthur's roommate, also a Stickum entertainer. God, I have no idea what Stickum even is. Not important. Invited a friend from LA to visit their apartment in Austin, Jeffree Star. Over the course of 4 interviews with Insider that took place during the summer, Arthur said Star sexually pursued him soon after meeting him, starting at that Austin apartment, even though Arthur identifies as straight, which we know from old tweets that I think Jeffree deleted. He also enjoyed pursuing straight men. In the documentary he did with Shane Dawson, the first one, he makes a point of saying that Nate is a straight man, but Jeffree's just so special that, you know, Nate's not pansexual or bisexual or anything like that. He's a straight man except for Jeffree, because Jeffree is just that special. So him trying to pursue a straight man, we can believe. So Arthur moved to LA. He struggled with homelessness, spent time couch surfing with friends. In November 2009, Arthur said Star invited him to stay at his apartment and the two shared Star's bed. They went to see a film with 2 friends. During the film, Arthur said Star tried to hold his hand, but Arthur resisted. Afterwards, Star attacked him with a taser in the theatre parking lot in retaliation. Star then gave him Ambien pills until he was intoxicated and then performed non-consensual oral sex on him. Arthur made similar claims when speaking to Christopher Stone, who operates the online gossip blog Sticky Drama. In August, Stone published the post headline, "Jeffree Star drugged, tased and raped me." Arthur repeats the same sexual assault and tasing allegations. Star's attorney described the post as false and defamatory, but there were no response to requests for comment. Star's attorney, a month after the post went up, sent Stone a cease and desist letter asking him to take the post down, according to a copy of the letter reviewed by Insider. Star's attorney likewise denied Arthur's claims to Insider, saying Star has never tasered or drugged anyone for sex. 3 weeks after Insider first asked Star for comment on Arthur's claims, Arthur sent a text message to Insider saying, "Hey, his lawyers called me." 5 hours later, he followed up with an email saying, "I'm not sure I'm remembering stuff correctly, and I may have misinterpreted things," adding, "I'm retracting our communications." The next day, Star's attorney sent a letter to Insider making clear that he was aware of Arthur's effort to retract his statements. Since then, Insider has obtained text messages written by Arthur in which he told another person contacted by Insider for the story that he had changed his account, and Jeffree Star has agreed to pay you $10,000 to do the same. Before Arthur changed his story, Insider corroborated much of his account with multiple people, including several on-the-record interviews with friends and witnesses. Social media posts referencing the allegations have also circulated online over the past 10 years. Arthur's former roommate in Austin confirmed to Insider that Arthur was 17 when Star first visited the apartment they shared. He verified Stickum footage depicting the 3 men together during Star's trip. The footage shows Star kissing Arthur for about 25 seconds. Star was 22 at the time. Some of the events surrounding Star and Arthur's trip to the movies when Arthur was 19 were publicly documented on Twitter. They went to see The Box with 2 friends. Star posted on Twitter early in the morning of November 11th that he was going to the movies with Arthur and 2 other friends. In the morning, he posted a selfie of Arthur captioning it, "Just waking up." Star deleted the first of the 2 tweets in September 2020 after Insider requested comment on them. One member of the party, who spoke with Insider on condition of anonymity for fear of legal and professional repercussions, but whose identity is known to Insider. Well, Jeffree tagged 3 people, one of them, the alleged victim, and 2 other people. So one member of the party clearly is one of those 2, so much for anonymity, right? Said Star tried to hold Arthur's hand and leaned on him while watching the movie. The person also said that Star said he wanted to fuck Gage that night. When Arthur failed to respond to Star's affections, the person said Star got up and walked out the theatre. When the group followed Star into the parking lot, the person added Star chased Arthur around the car and used a tasing device on him. In letter to Insider, Star's attorney denied that Star used a taser that night, but several people told Insider that Star regularly used electroshock tasing devices to hurt others. Neil, the Warped Tour stage manager, recalled to Insider that Star caused problems on one summer's tour between 2008 and 2010 with use of his stun gun. He came around a friend of mine and myself one morning on Warped Tour and he was super stressed out. He said people were gay bashing him on the tour, Neil told Insider. My buddy gave him a stun gun and said, "Listen, if anybody really tries to beat you up, you can use this and you can defend yourself." And then we got called into production's office by the owner of the tour the next day. Apparently he was going around stunning everyone. 2 people contacted by Insider said Arthur told them the star had sexually assaulted him. Chris Whalen, who was once Arthur's roommate, said Arthur told him in late 2009, early 2010 that Star had provided him with Ambien pills at night, causing Arthur to become groggy. Whalen said Arthur told him the Star threatened him with a taser and performed oral sex with him without his consent. According to Whalen, Arthur told him that once they were all messed up, Jeffree had gotten flirtatious and tried fooling around with him. Gage was kind of standoffish because to my knowledge he's straight. Jeffree pulled out his taser and, to be blunt, said, "You're going to let me suck your dick or I'm going to tase you." He told me he didn't go into details, but he said that out of fear he let it happen. Someone else says essentially the same. In an effort to cast doubt on Arthur's credibility, Star's attorneys provided Insider with a statement from Amor Hilton, a former MySpace celebrity who describes herself as Arthur's best friend. In the statement, Hilton says Arthur's allegations about Star are false and that Arthur previously told her that if she talked to Insider and supported him, he would take care of me later if he received a monetary settlement from Mr. Star. In an interview with Insider, Hilton said that Arthur and Star definitely hooked up a few times and that she had dropped off and picked up Arthur from Star's apartment on multiple occasions, but she ridiculed the idea that Star could have sexually assaulted another man. Gage is the exact same height and the exact same width as Jeffree is, and there's no way he could have been raped, she said. Come on, dude, grow the fuck up. There's a lot of issues with that statement. If you're in that situation, you might freeze up and simply not know how to react. Same height, same weight. If Jeffree had a taser, if this is true and Jeffree had a taser, then that's kind of more incentive to just allow something to happen, if you know what I mean. That's quite an ignorant thing to say, this woman. Very ignorant. Insider spoke with other people who reported that Star had groped them or that they had seen Star grope others without permission. There was one person who just turned 18, Britton Straw. Shah said Star reached down and groped his genitals whilst he was wearing some spandex shorts that night. I was just kind of shocked, Straw told Insider. After a while, it dawned on me that was pretty fucked up. When the Me Too stuff happened, all these things that seemed to be smaller transgressions were coming out, and I was like, whoa, wait a second, I was assaulted. It never really clicked. Britt expressed that it happened, and I remember thinking that was part of the energy at the show, Thorpe told Insider, one of his friends. I remember people getting groped on stage during that show in a way that I thought was just, well, this is the way these kinds of things are. I'm at a different place now and understand what's a consensual touch. Star's attorney denied that Star had groped Straw, writing to Insider that Mr. Straw used the same fabricated story 6 years ago to try and extort money from Mr. Star. Star's legal team did not provide evidence of Straw's attempting to extort money from Star, and Straw denied that he'd ever contacted Star in the pursuit of money. Neil, the Warped Tour stage manager, told Insider that he believed Star's rise as a musician stemmed from an environment that sexualized his young fans, many of whom were underage. Neil said he personally witnessed Star grope both guys and girls on stage and described one of Star's shticks as pulling his young-looking fans on stage for sexually charged encounters. Things like freeway kissing and feeling each other up. It was the reason we never booked him again, Neil said. We used to book him at various venues in the Northeast, and someone who worked with me used to book him at tours and shows. Once I became aware of that behaviour, that was it. I didn't want anything to do with him. It sounds a bit like Blood on the Dance Floor, Darby Vanity, who him and Jeffree have that weird on-off again friendship. Star owes his fame to the internet, and one person who crossed paths with him online told Insider that he enthusiastically used his celebrity to direct vitriol towards her. I mean, if you just go on Jeffree's Twitter, you'll see him popping off and snapping at his young fans all of the time, but then he deletes the evidence. Chris Avery Bennett, who ran a gay rights MySpace page and blog as a teenager, told Insider that her first adverse experience with Star was receiving an anonymous email with a picture of a penis, which Bennett believed was Star's. Later, she said, he unleashed a campaign of digital abuse that had real-world consequences for her. Bennett, who is transgender and used male pronouns at the time, said she had interacted with Star through an online circle of largely LGBTQ MySpace users. Bennett said she was 15 when she received an email to her now deleted AOL accounts that contained the nude photo. Bennett told Insider she never responded to the email, but later in 2009 reached out on a public MySpace wall to ask Star to share his story of empowerment on her gay rights page. He replied saying, "You are fucking disgusting and nobody will ever take you seriously, stop calling yourself fierce." It turned into an all-out war, an absolute all-out war, says Bennett. She got a lot of harassment from Star's fans. The online abuse contributed to a suicide attempt, subsequent inpatient psychiatric treatment. Insider reviewed medical documentation from Bennett's inpatient therapy program in 2010. Jeffree Star was my first bully, my first real bully and abuser. Jeffree is a bully, but the way that Jeffree does things goes far and beyond and turns into actual abuse and harm. Star's attorney denied that Star sent a nude photo to Bennett. Mr. Star has never sent a picture of his penis to anyone. Before this article's publication, Arthur approached Bennett on Facebook Messenger, according to screenshots reviewed by Insider. According to Bennett, the two had never spoken or met before. The events I discussed with Business Insider were from many years ago. I am not sure I'm correctly remembering things, and I may have misinterpreted things. I've decided to retract my communications to Business Insider and told them they don't have authority to publish anything I discussed with them. To resolve all of this, Jeffree Star has agreed to pay you $10,000 if you choose to do the same. Send a number and I'll send it over if you want. Arthur's unsolicited message to Bennett came just hours after he sent an email to Insider attempting to recount his previous statements. What a mess. Bennett told Insider she refused the attempt to pay 10 grand for my silence. Two other sources who had previously told Insider on the record that they had witnessed physical violence by Star subsequently changed their stories after Arthur changed his. So yeah, there's a lot going on inside this article. I do remember Jeffree kind of showing off years ago about carrying weapons on him, or old videos of him like carrying tasers, carrying weapons. I'm not sure how much of an opinion I can give without it being slander. There were those videos of him threatening women or threatening to beat up women or saying he had beaten people up. So do I think that Jeffree Star has tased someone? Probably. As for the sexual assault allegations, I don't think it's wise to give an opinion on that for myself, and I don't need to get, you don't have to have an opinion on everything, but it is interesting how quick he is to accuse other people of serious wrongdoing. So I suppose that's all for this video. Hopefully I don't get contacted by Star's attorney with cease and desist, because all I'm doing is just saying what was on the article. I'll leave it up to you guys to formulate your own opinions, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. But then also, he has such a cult of personality going on that I don't know what it would take for some of his stands to see his wrongdoing, because if you look at his recent videos, a lot of the comments are like, no, we love Jeffree, like Jeffree forever, and it's the same with Shane Dawson briefly appearing in Ryland's video that I think they filmed pre the Tati Instagram live meltdown thing. A lot of Shane's stans on Ryland's video are already like, oh, we love Shane, we miss him so much, come back to the internet, look after yourself, blah, 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 blah. So like for some of these people, they have such a cult of personality. It would take something extreme to burst that bubble, but I hope people don't take it upon themselves to go to extremes. And I'm not saying that this is fabricated, I'm not saying that at all, but the more that people like Shane and Jeffree, etc., get away with negative behaviours seemingly without repercussion, because, you know, realistically, yeah, they might have lost some subscribers on YouTube, but they're still rich, they're still living in LA, they're still like having a great life. So that might cause some people to wrongfully fabricate things. Again, that doesn't mean I'm saying this is fabricated. All I'm saying is it's going to take a lot to burst that LA Calabasas bubble. Do they live in Calabasas? I don't fucking know. It's just something that Hana Mojo says. Anyway, that's all for this video, guys. Follow me on Instagram and I'll see you next time. Bye!